I'm going to be unboxing the Samsung Galaxy A56 5G. And as you can see here, this is the box that it comes in. So as you can see, the box is all white all around. At the top, it says Samsung. In the middle, we can see an image of the device, the back and front. And then at the bottom, it says Galaxy A56 5G. So now let's go ahead and take a look around the box. So on the right side, we don't have anything. On the top, it is blank, and the device is basically white. On the left side, it says Samsung Galaxy A56 5G. And then at the bottom, we just have some barcodes. At the back, it says Galaxy A56 5G. Packaging contain Samsung Galaxy A56 5G, USB to USB-C cable, quick start guide and terms and conditions. Okay, so now let's go ahead and break both of the seals. We have one at the bottom and one at the top. So let's start with the top. Okay, now we're gonna go to the bottom. Okay, so now let's get this unboxed. Okay, so the first thing here, we have another box here that says Samsung. If we take this out, this is where we're gonna contain the charging cable. We have the SIM ejection tool. And then here at the bottom, you can see here we have the Type-C cable. So Type-C to Type-C, as you can see right there. And then we have some of the documentations. So here we have the quick start guide and terms and conditions. Okay, so that's basically everything that comes here in that little package. So now if we continue, what we see here is the device itself. Okay, and there is nothing out in the box, as you can see right there. Okay, so this is how the device will look. It looks really nice. Here at the bottom it says Samsung. So at the back we have 3 cameras and the LED flash. On the right side we have the power button and the button rocker, and we have 2 antenna bands, one at the top, one at the bottom. At the top we have 2 noise cancellation mic and an antenna band. On the left side we only have here antenna bands, one at the top, one at the bottom. Then at the bottom we have the SIM tray, we have the microphone, and we have the noise cancellation mic. Here we have the Type-C charging port and the button speaker. Then at the front, at the top, we're gonna have our front-facing camera and the speaker. Okay, so now let's go ahead and read some of the specs before we basically finalize the video. So this device weighs 198 grams, so basically 6.98 ounces. The build quality, so on the front we have Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus, and at the back we have also Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus. So back and front it has the same protection, and then all around we have an aluminum frame. Okay, so basically this is silver and white, so the device is white. This device supports nano SIM and also eSIM. It supports up to 2 at the same time. This device, it is IP67 dust and water resistant, up to 1 meter for 30 minutes. For the display, we have a Super AMOLED 120 Hz HDR10 Plus, 1200 nits HBM, and then it can go up to 1900 nits peak brightness. The screen size of the device, it is a 6.7 inch, and we have a 110.2 centimeter square, so basically a 80% 0.7 screen to body ratio. Okay, now we have fully removed the protective of the screen, as you can see here, and here you can see the front camera that we have there and this ear speaker. The resolution, we have 1080 times 2340 pixels. We have a 19 by 5 by 9 ratio, and we have a 385 ppi density. For the protection, again, we have Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus. For the platform, this device comes with Android 15, and it supports up to 6 major Android upgrades, and basically we have One UI 7 on the device. For the chipset, we have an Exynos 1580 with 4 nanometers. For the CPU, we have an Octa-Core, and for the GPU, we have an Eclipse 540. So now for the memory, the device does not support a card slot. So basically you cannot insert an SD card. We only have the SIM tray just for service purposes. This device comes in different variation for the memory and RAM. So we have 128 gig with 6 gig of RAM, 128 gig with 8 gig of RAM, 256 with 6 gig of RAM, 256 with 8 gig of RAM, and 256 with 12 gig of RAM. And we have a UFS 3.1. That's basically the speed of the internal memory of the device. So basically the variant that I have, it is the 128 gig with 6 gig of RAM. And I was saying that this device was the white color, but the actual color, it is the light gray, but it basically looks white. So now for the cameras at the back, so we have a triple camera. So we have one of the cameras that is a 50 megapixel 1.8 wide angle. We have a 12 megapixel 2.2 ultra wide angle, and we have a 5 megapixel 2.4 macro. Some of the features, we have best phase, LED flash, panorama, and HDR. Some of the video capabilities, we have 4K at 30 frames per second, 1080p at 30 and 60 frames per second. So now for the selfie camera, that will be the one in front. So we have a 12 megapixel 2.2 wide angle camera, and the video capability, we have 4K at 30 frames per second, 1080p at 30 frames per second, 1080p at 60 frames per second, and we also have 10-bit HDR. So now for the sound, this device has a loudspeaker, so basically stereo speaker, so it will be at the bottom and the top. The battery capability, it is a 5,000 milliamps. And for the charging speed, we basically can do this with 45-watt wire, and we can charge up to 65% in 30 minutes and 100% in 68 minutes. Okay guys, so this is basically going to be concluding the unboxing of the Samsung Galaxy A56 5G. So I'm going to turn on the device for the last step, and basically this will be concluding the unboxing. So thank you very much for watching my video. If you like my video, please click the like button. You can subscribe to my channel to click on my content. If you have any question, please leave it down below. Thank you for watching my video. Bye bye.